Early in the morning, Anna is awakened by her son Jane appearing on her bed. He wants to go diving in the pool with her, but she reminds him she has to work and he is kindergarten. At that moment Anna hears some very loud thunder, so she goes to the window to take a look. It's raining pretty heavily and the street is starting to fill with water, but Anna thinks it's not bad enough to cancel her routine yet. She starts making breakfast and has to deal with Jane's annoying mischief. Her mother calls her to check on the situation, but Anna assures her she'll be fine. While cooking, Anna hears a weird water noise and thinks it comes from the bathroom. When she turns around, she's shocked to see water all over her floor. The city is flooded to the point that the water has reached her apartment window. An announcement from the management office says that the floodwaters have reached the second floor in 7 of the buildings, and the third floor in another 3. All affected residents must evacuate to the upper floors, but the elevators are out of service. Jane keeps excitedly talking too loudly and asking to play, so Anna finally snaps and puts him on top of the table while scolding him for not obeying. Then she starts packing while noticing that the water is starting to cover her legs. At that moment she gets a call from a security agent from her company, who tells her he's on his way to rescue her. He doesn't want her to lose time packing, he just wants her to go upstairs with Jane. Suddenly the call ends and power goes out in the building. Anna grabs a small bag to put Jane's medicine in, then she runs to search for him. He's upset and hiding in the closet, so she apologizes for yelling at him and convinces him to come out by offering a piggy ride. When they leave the apartment, they find all their neighbors leaving their homes with suitcases. Anna dodges them as she runs down the corridor, wanting to reach the stairs as fast as possible. Unfortunately she finds a big crowd blocking the stairs that won't move. A desperate Anna runs to the opposite side of the corridor, seeing all the buildings nearby in the same situation as hers. She reaches the emergency stairs and starts going up. Jane sees people swimming in the water, so Anna sings to distract him. After going up a couple of floors, Anna is devastated to find the stairs blocked by a bunch of stuff. She puts Jane down and starts climbing over the things, but her feet slip and she almost falls. Anna manages to hold on, however seeing the dead bodies in the water makes her realize how dangerous it is, so she decides to go back. As they walk down the corridor on another floor, a bunch of people enter some of the apartments to use the bathroom. Anna hears her name and sees the security agent nearby looking for her. She wants to run to him, but at that moment she notices that Jane has followed the crowd into an apartment. Making her way inside, Anna desperately looks for her son only to freeze when she sees a huge wave coming at the window. This triggers a memory of her being trapped in a car underwater with her husband Gawan. The wave breaks the window and hits several people as it floods the apartment. Anna loses her bag and tries to swim toward it to retrieve it, but the bag floats away through the broken window and she needs to breathe. There's a small gap between the water and the ceiling, so Anna takes a deep breath before diving back in to search for Jane. In another room, she finds her son's unconscious body and quickly grabs him before rushing to the door. No matter how hard she tries it won't open, and she passes out too. At that moment security agent Joe opens the door and wakes Anna up before helping her leave the apartment. They swim to the surface and climb over the balcony railing to return to the corridor. Then Joe does CPR to successfully awaken Jane, who cries as he clings to her mother. Joe films them and sends a report to the company confirming that their lead researcher is fine. Afterward the trio gets moving and Jane admits that the water makes him think of the time his dad drowned in the car. As they make their way upstairs, Joe tells them that a company chopper is on its way. He also explains that 3 hours ago an asteroid hit Antarctica, so all the melted ice is coming north with the seawater. The government knew the asteroid was coming and didn't say anything because they couldn't stop it, which means humanity ends today. Anna can't believe what she's hearing, so Joe informs her that her company is more than just an AI development lab. Her work has actually been to create a new human race. 2 people have been working on the emotion engine, Anna and her boss, who died in the flood with her child. Anna tries to explain that the emotion engine was still in the testing phase, but Joe doesn't care. The other teams have already finished their missions. There are human-like bodies that were given intelligence and the ability to reproduce, so they only need emotions. The conversation is interrupted by Jane saying he needs to poop, so they rush to the nearest apartment to use the bathroom. Anna takes the chance to borrow Joe's phone to call her mother and tell her she loves her. Suddenly they hear a noise in the walls and the gas pipe in the kitchen explodes. Gas starts filling the apartment, so the trio runs outside. The other apartments are blowing up and the flames start to spread on both sides of the corridor. Joe stands on the balcony railing to climb to the next floor, then Anna tries to hand Jane to him. However, the kid struggles in her arms because he doesn't want to let go of her, causing her to fall into the water. After remembering the car accident again, Anna manages to reach the surface and hold on to a sign. Then she swims back to the building and hears a child named Jisoo crying for help inside the elevator. Anna tries to open the doors with her hands to no avail, so she rushes to the next floor to try to find a tool. At that moment she sees some looters coming out of an apartment while talking about attacking people, so she runs downstairs in fear. Anna tries to open the elevator again, but now the water covers most of it, and Jisoo doesn't answer anymore. A huge wave then hits the building and Anna ends up underwater again. She remembers breaking the car window and Gawan telling her to swim ahead while he took Jane. However, Gawan collapsed and couldn't swim anymore, so he handed their son to her and made them leave without him. In the present, Anna resurfaces on the stairs and rushes to reunite with Jane and Hee-jo. Her son isn't feeling well and needs his medicine, which Anna lost earlier. She picks him up and runs toward the apartments, determined to find the medicine. Hee-jo tries to stop her and reminds her that they can just recreate the child because they have his data, but Anna refuses to listen. She runs into a random home and grabs stuff from the kitchen to mix a traditional medicine that she inserts into Jane's mouth. Another flashback shows Anna telling her boss Hyun-mo that she wants to give Jane up. When Hyun-mo wonders if it's because of Gwan's death, Anna explains that she only met Jane because of work and admits she isn't cut out to be a mother. Hyun-mo says nobody is and confirms that the emotion engine is complete. In a few months the company will take their kids, and Hyun-mo wonders if they should have never created them. In the present, Jane feels better thanks to the homemade medicine and admits he likes feeling sick because Anna pays attention to him. When they look outside, they're shocked to discover the sun is out and the storm is over. Hee-jo informs Anna that she'll be dropped off at the shelter, but Jane can't come. He admits he didn't come because he's interested in the new human race. He came because he wants to see what Anna will do with Jane. He also shares that his mother abandoned him as a child. At that moment the sky gets dark and it starts raining again, causing the water to start rising through the building at an alarming speed. The trio runs up the stairs as fast as possible and soon leaves the water behind. Anna sees a pregnant couple asking for help in a corridor, but Hee-jo makes her ignore them and keep moving. Jane asks his mom if she felt like that when she was pregnant too, which makes her so upset that she has a breakdown. When Hee-jo checks on her, Anna snaps and says she doesn't want to leave her child. Hee-jo explains that since Hyun-mo died with her child, Jane is the only hope for the scientists to create new humans. The group then goes to the rooftop to find the helicopter and Hee-jo reads the instructions sent by the company. Their priority is to prevent human extinction, so Anna must immediately report to the lab to complete the emotion engine. The security team that came with the chopper calls Jane Newman 77 and takes him away from Anna. The men hold her back while she watches in despair as her boy is handcuffed. Anna begs Hee-jo for help so he reveals that Hyun-mo didn't die. She ran away with her child because she would rather meet her end than abandon her daughter. The men put Jane to sleep with an injection and start shaving his hair. Anna freaks out and begs for mercy, asking them to at least let her keep Jane until they make it to the shelter. The guards tell her there's no shelter and proceed to shoot Hee-jo down. It turns out everyone will die here and only Anna is allowed to escape. After Anna finally says goodbye to Jane, the men cut his head open to retrieve his data and put it in a box. The chopper flies off with only the pilot, the box, and Anna, who realizes she has Jane's goggles in her pocket. As the brutal storm floods the entire planet, 7 rockets leave Earth carrying the remaining scientists from the project. A message recorded by director Hui So explains that in 15 minutes thousands of meteorite fragments will fall on Earth and most life will be extinct. The scientists and the rockets must finish the project so humanity can evolve to survive. The team can already print physical human bodies, they only need the emotions. The goal is to get a mother and a child to start a society, and the child has already been completed. They only need to finish the mother. Anna proposes to start a simulation that puts the mother through many difficulties to save her child over and over again. That way they can gather all the necessary emotions in a short period of time. When meteorite fragments are about to hit the rocket, Anna connects to the simulation and wakes up in bed. This time the water is already filling the apartment, but she gets the same call from Hee-jo telling her they'll pick them up. Anna thinks about her conversation with Hyun-mo and realizes the guards will take Jane away. After grabbing the medicine, Anna tells Jane to obey and not follow any strangers because Jane starts crying and calls her a liar as he wonders why he's 6 years old every day. Ignoring his comments, Anna picks him up and runs to the stairs, but she finds both sides full of people. At that moment the giant wave hits the building, so Anna holds Jane tightly and swims to the surface. She helps Jane climb over the railing to reach the corridor and then she climbs too, but she can't see the boy anywhere. Anna runs down the corridor but has to stop when a huge wave hits the area. She then checks the flood between buildings and sees Jane trying to swim. She jumps into the water but the current is strong so she can't reach him. When she sees the helicopter in the sky, she remembers the previous simulation run and finds Jane's goggles in her pocket. A floating car suddenly hits her from behind, killing her and resetting the simulation. Sometime later Hee-jo gives Anna chest compressions to revive her. The number 787 is on her shirt, indicating that it's the number of times she's unsuccessfully gone through the simulation. Hee-jo shows her a picture he took earlier revealing that Jane followed the crowd and the child in the water wasn't him. Anna immediately goes looking for him and when Hee-jo tries to stop her, she takes his gun and shoots at the floor, demanding an explanation. The apartments start blowing up and soon the explosion hits Anna, killing her again. In simulation 1931, Anna almost falls over the balcony and Hee-jo catches her just in time. However, Anna doesn't want to go with him because she's afraid he'll take her son, so she jumps into the water. When she sees Jane on another balcony being held by a man, she swims back into the building. Then Anna passes near the elevator and hears Jisoo trapped inside again. She tries to open the doors to no avail and ends up drowning. Anna tries to save her every time and keeps dying, so now she's on simulation number 4007. She goes upstairs to get a mop from the cleaning closet and breaks it to get the handle, which she uses to finally open the elevator. Jisoo swims out and together they move to the next floor. Afterward they get dry clothes from an apartment and Jisoo tells Anna that she heard the looters talking about a child. Anna rushes in the direction of the sounds, only to remember that in the last run, she was killed by the looters. This time she tries to sneak in but the men see her anyway. She asks about Jane but the men ignore her and try to leave the apartment. At that moment Joe looks for her from the opposite balcony and Anna tries to get his attention, so the looters drag her back inside to avoid getting caught. After seeing that the apartment owners have been knocked out, Anna kicks her captor and tries to run away, but the guy tackles her against the closet and starts choking her. Anna almost dies and the simulation is about to reset, however she finds a hammer that fell from the closet and uses it to strike the attacker on the head. Unfortunately the second looter drags her back and both men get ready to kill her. Suddenly Jisoo appears at the door with Joe, who easily overpowers the looters and throws them out the window. However Anna still doesn't have information about Jane. While she remembers giving him the homemade medicine, the apartment owners give her a bottle with the remaining mix. Anna tells Jisoo to come with her because this apartment will get flooded soon, but Jisoo explains that these are her grandparents and chooses to stay with them. After a phone call from the company, Joe informs Anna that his team will come with a boat to search the entire building for Jane. Anna remembers how the kid was cut open and is determined to find him first, so she keeps looking through every floor. This is now simulation 7993. As Anna continues her search, she notices the security agents shooting the looters. On the next floor, she finds a child's drawings on a wall and remembers how Jane used to love drawing on her tablet. She keeps on moving and discovers that the pregnant lady has given birth, so she helps her hold the baby and gives them her jacket. On her way out, she sees the husband come back with warm water to wash his child. It makes Anna feel guilty about all the time she ignored Jane and she remembers that he would always send his drawings to her phone. She immediately checks her phone and is devastated to find thousands of drawings of her abandoning Jane before leaving in the chopper. At that moment Joe yells from the other floor saying he's found Jane. She immediately runs to reunite with them but when she enters the apartment, the agents jump on her from behind to capture her. Joe tells her they'll wake her up on the roof to say goodbye and Anna reminds him that he dies on the roof every time. It's then revealed that this is simulation number 13417. When Joe tries to ask for more details, the agents kick him out. On his way back, Joe finally sees glimpses of the previous runs. He grabs a trophy from a shelf and uses it to beat up the agents. Unfortunately one of them recovers quickly and tries to shoot Joe in the head. A drowsy Anna grabs the other agent's gun and opens fire to save Joe. Afterward Joe gives her an injection that fully wakes her up and asks what's going on. Anna tells him the full story, explaining she fails to save Jane every time. She also reveals they've had this conversation a few times and they've even tried to fight the agents together, but they were killed in every run. Anna is afraid that Jane doesn't want to see her, but Joe thinks the boy is actually waiting for her. In simulation 21499, Anna and Joe are caught in a firefight with the agents again. Joe wants to try something different, so they climb out the window to make it to another floor. As they run through the corridors, Joe fights an agent hand to hand and volunteers to stay as a distraction so Anna can keep looking for her son. Anna runs into an empty apartment and more agents jump on her to capture her before a huge wave crashes through the window and throws them all back. Now free, Anna swims around to look for Jane but she still can't find him, so she decides to go to the surface. The water is now high enough for her to reach the roof. When she opens an abandoned wardrobe, she finally finds an unconscious Jane. She immediately gives him the medicine, yet the boy doesn't react. Anna has a breakdown and apologizes for abandoning him so many times, but at that moment Jane wakes up and says she never abandoned him. When she said goodbye, she told him to wait in the wardrobe because she'd come back for him, and she's kept her promise. At the same time it's revealed that the meteorites hit the rocket with Anna and severely wounded her. Before dying, she asked the director to use her mind for the simulation so she could be with Jane again. The scientists extracted her memories and uploaded them to their system, hoping this could help humanity. On the roof, the agents are approaching and a huge wave is about to cover the building. Anna gives Jane his goggles and tells him to swim, so he jumps into the water while the agents capture his mother. Another flashback shows that Jane and Hyun Mo's kid were babies printed by the company to develop the child AI, which explains why the agents insisted they could be left behind. They only needed the data to move on. Jane met Gawan after the experiment had already started, yet he agreed to be the boy's dad and even bonded with him. When Gawan died, his death impacted both Anna and Jane. In the present, the simulation is about to reset. Anna manages to free herself from the agent's grasp and jumps into the flood to join her son. After falling through data and swimming in the water, Anna resurfaces and finds Jane holding onto an antenna. She hugs him tightly and tells him they'll swim together before a wave brings them down. Since this, Anna helped Jisoo, assisted the pregnant lady, and stayed with Jane until the end. The system sees her lack of selfishness and finally considers the simulation successfully completed. The AIs for Anna and Jane are put in new printed bodies and sent to a planet to start a new society with humanity's memories. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.